Okay, this is our next lesson. It's called fractions. Here we have adding, subtracting, multiplying, and dividing. What I do want you to remember is in adding and subtracting, we have to have our common denominators. Guys, you've done this all year long. You even did it last year. The only thing we're adding in here is integers. Okay, so when you find your common denominator, you add and subtract as it was an integer. The one thing I'm going to remind you is whatever you do to the bottom, you've got to do to the top when you're changing the denominators to their common denominators. For multiplication, you multiply straight across unless you have cross canceling. For division, keep switch flip, and then you multiply as you normally would. So you can stop the video at any time, copy these down, and then move on to the practice. Here's your practice. Make sure, ladies and gentlemen, that you are doing these with no calculators unless it tells you to do so. These are all self-explanatory. This one you can do two ways. You can do it this way, especially with adding and subtracting. You can use your common denominator, find the fraction and the whole number, or you can turn them into improper fractions first and then find common denominators and then simplify. So that's the two ways you can do that. Here, what you can do is leave or keep, change, flip, keep, change, flip. Then what I did was cross cancel. One top, one bottom. I found a common factor of 2 and divided it. Then I found a common factor of 3 and divided it. So then I multiplied straight across. 3 times 1 is 3. 2 times 1 is 2. That's how I found that answer. If you don't like to cross cancel, you can simply multiply straight across, but then you've got big numbers to simplify. So please just be careful there. Next. You have these two questions. And again, New York State is going to say show all work. If they do, this is the type of work they're going to expect. Change the 7/10 into a decimal, and then add this with your calculator to show this. Bring this down, put this in your calculator, get your answer. Here, if they want you to show the work without a calculator, these are the steps that you would show. If not, you would go from this step to this step to this step. Because what they want you to show is the subtraction of this going here, then bring your division down, then your division into your answer. They know you have a calculator. What they want to show, what they want you to show is the process. Okay, and we did that in class. Then last is your word problem. Okay, where you have to add these hours and then multiply it by the 1050 to get your answer. You can do this any way you wanted. If you want to add the hours over here vertically and then multiply it by the 10, that's fine. If you wanted to multiply each one separately and then added them up, you could do that as well. Okay. Again, any mathematical way New York State would accept when they tell you show the work. But again, you've got to make sure you show that work. Okay. And again, you can stop this broadcast at any time so you can write this information down. Okay. This ends the lesson.